A Cleveland cop was justified in fatally shooting Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old boy carrying a toy gun. That's the decision handed down the reports commissioned by the prosecutor's office investigating Rice's death. They were prepared by two experts from outside of the state, Kimberly Crawford, she's a retired FBI agent, and Lamar, a Colorado-based prosecutor. Jose, here's what's next. The report, it's going to be turned over to a grand jury. They're going to ultimately decide whether or not to indict the cop involved in Rice's death. You know, prosecutors, they exercise such a substantial influence over grand jury processes. You know, they have such a degree of power. The fact that they selected these experts, the experts are saying this is justified. My theory is that they're doing this now because they don't, I can only imagine the rioting that would take place if they just said we're not going to indict. It's almost like they're preparing this community and letting them know, hey, we have these two experts, they're saying everything is kosher. You know, there's a strategy going on here.
Of course, there is a strategy. There is a strategy of a system that is broken, that is not looking for justice, but is looking to cover up for the mistakes or malactions of a few police officers that get involved in these questionable actions. Now, this weekend I was at Politicon. The Black Lives Matter panel happened there, and one thing that I took away from it, how systemic this is, how systemic it is that these officers just take action without even really taking a look at the situation. They just react. And also, this idea, very important, one of the solutions that we could see to prevent this from happening, to see cops that just kill someone, a kid, and go probably without punishment, is to create civilian oversight committees that have access to independent review of the actions, and that their opinion has as much weight as these so-called experts that are calling for, you know, the cleaning up and the koshering of this action, which is, it just angers me to see that there's no justice.
Right. Just to remind our viewers, Tamir Rice was the 12-year-old little boy who was playing in a park near his house. Someone called 911. They saw this little boy with what they thought was a gun. It was just a toy gun. The officer responded, shot and killed him. He was pointing it and waving it around, as little boys do. And the contention here is that there is a liability, and it's infuriating for a lot of people. Hillary Clinton posted a tweet about Tamir Rice today and this decision. It's outrageous that this still happens. I want to read you the statement from the family, the Rice's attorney. He wrote this on Facebook. These hired guns, all pro-police, dodged the simple fact that the officers rushed Tamir and shot him immediately without assessing the situation in the least. Reasonable jurors could find that conduct unreasonable, but they never will get the chance because the prosecutor is working diligently to ensure that there's no indictment and no accountability. So they're indicting this prosecutor, saying that, you know, the prosecutor's office obviously is fighting on the wrong side of justice here, because anybody looking at this, you know, this police officer, he's culpable. This is homicide.
I think it shines something that it's really, really clear. We're talking about prosecutors and police officers, which they work hand in hand most of the time. So for them to go and do the work of really being fair when they try to prosecute police officers is a really hard job for them, because it's people that they've been working together in other cases for a long, long time. That's why, again, the civilian oversight committees are so important, because they don't have personal connections that have developed throughout years of working together.
Well, in December, I want to point this out, just a little caveat to this story if you're following it. Think Progress revealed Officer Lohman, that was his name, he was a rookie cop, and he admitted on his job application to the Cleveland Police Department his primary source of income prior to his hiring was under-the-table jobs. So they're really looking at this man's character, they're trying to figure out who he was, who he is, you know, what type of training or lack thereof, you know, and then we have systematic, you know, it seems like they all fold in when something like this happens, to avoid any liability coming out of it. And it's just it's a continued cycle. We've been covering it on the lip today, and one more case of this. Yeah. It's disgusting to a lot of people. If it's disgusting to you, we want to hear from you. Post your comments below about this story, about their decision, calling it justifiable. Let us know what you think. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel, and of course subscribe to the Lip TV for more.